you're reporting. Okay, 5-4. So we've just spent about an hour doing simple division. And so this is 5-4. This is a good example right here that you guys could take a look at. It's 15 into 375. I'm not worried about the convince me. You can put an X through that. And I'm down to the guided practice. Let's take a look at that. I'm not worried about 1 and 2. I just want to see you guys work on the mechanics of this stuff. So I want you to do 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm not worried about 7. I'm not worried about 8. What I do want you to do 9 through 16. That's at the bottom of page 195. And the next page, let's take a look. Let's see here. Number 17, a 969 acre wildlife preserve has 19 cheetahs. About how many acres does each cheetah have? Well, 969 divided by 19, and you will have your answer. Number 18, a factory produces 272 chairs in an 8-hour shift. If it produces the same number of chairs in each hour, about how many chairs does it produce in 30 minutes? Now, that's kind of interesting. So this one, I'm going to pull a stick here. Mr. Oldham, in number 18 here, just the first part, how would you set that up? What's the basic division problem we're going to be doing here? Any idea? Okay, so I'll read it again. A factory produces 272 chairs in an 8-hour shift. So if it produces the same number of chairs in each hour, how many does it produce? Don't worry about the 30 minutes part right now. So look over here how I set this one up. I'm asking you, how would I set up number 18? Basically would be what? Don't make these harder than they are. Perfect. Okay. Now, how many minutes, I'm going to keep picking on you, Mr. Oldham. It says in an 8-hour shift, how many minutes are in 1 hour?
60.
Yeah, 60 minutes in 1 hour. But when you get this answer here, whatever it is, I'm going to put a question mark. They're asking, that'll tell you how many they do in an hour, but they want to know how many you do in a half an hour, 30 minutes. So whatever number 18 is, whatever this ends up being right here, you're going to divide that by 2, and then you will have your final answer. Because they're asking how many chairs they make in 30 minutes, not an hour. Doing this part right here will tell you how many they do in an hour. But when you divide it by 2, that'll tell you how many they do in 30 minutes, which is the last part of the question they're asking. Number 18, I'll definitely be pulling a stick for that one tomorrow. Number 19, a cafeteria can seat 5 times 10 squared students. Each table has 2 times 10 to the first seats. How many tables are in the cafeteria? First thing I would do is convert these. What's 5 times 10 squared? That's going to be the same thing as 5 times, what's 10 squared equal?
200.
Which equals?
500.
So it's going to be 500 divided by, next thing I need to figure out is what's 2 times 10 to the first power?
20.
500 divided by 20 equals. And that'll answer that question. I'm setting these up for you. Number 20. Peter is driving 992 miles from Chicago to Dallas. His sister Ann is driving 1,068 miles from Phoenix to Dallas. Write and solve an equation to find out how much further Anna drives than Peter. So you're trying to find the difference. We're going to be subtracting. Mr. Oldham put up 20 points. Mr. Cosgrove, and if there's a minus sign, remember just erase the minus sign. Mr. Cosgrove, number 20. What are we subtracting? What from what?
1,068. Subtract minus 900.
Whoop, I put division. You're right. Subtracting 992 equals. Okay, good. Number 21. Write a multiplication equation and division equation to represent the model shown below. Oh, I see what they're doing. So, we'll talk about that one tomorrow. I'm going to hold off on that one. Number 22, how can you use partial quotients to find 325 divided by 13? Well, when they talk about partial quotients, we could make it 300 plus 25 instead of 325. And for 13, we could do 10 plus 3. And we'll go over that one tomorrow. Right now, I just want you guys to work on the mechanics of the division that we spent a lot of time doing this morning, which is most of the problems that I've just talked about. These two, 21 and 22, we'll talk about tomorrow. 23 and 24, give it a shot. And that's it. I'm going to end this video recording.